Hello, everybody. Welcome to I Am Was. It's been quite a while that I've not been here on my YouTube channel about NYABOHANSE stories and Kenya YouTube success story. Today is, well, I know you're going to be watching sometime later, whatever time you're going to be looking to this podcast or this vlog. I'll be quite happy to hear your comment and also ask you to subscribe and share. Welcome to IAMOS. Indeed, today I'm going to reflect on a long uh, space term that I've not been commenting on what's happening in Yambo Ones, what's going on about Marwa, the followers, subscribers, and many other things happening in Yambuans. It's a quite interesting events that have been developed in Yambuans, and quite good stories also, and quite few people are left these stories had enough, they're tired. We know the haters always they will be there. That is quite important because it's part of this menu in this success of the story in Kenya. Indeed, what makes Nyambwanze a very successful story in YouTube content creation? Well, it's all about a traveler, a man one day find himself in need of discover what is beyond the borders of Kenya and also met another people and explore another cultures that indeed very famous Ayamara that these days is lingering around Argentina, Mar de la Plata. How did he get there? Also another thing to talk about. Anyway, he met an Argentinian woman, became in love. They built this relationship, and this relationship brought a son. That's what's quite interesting. Now they're partners in life. They have a kid, they have to raise up, and so uh, have a life together. Anyway, it's not all about Ayamara that makes this Kenya YouTube success story. It's a lot of elements behind him. He is the figurehead of the story. Is the spear that brings the story alive and inspire other and so many. This is quite interesting because in the beginning, so many people try to do better in him and realize that could not work for them. We can talk about Michael Ponte, Night of Chicha. We can talk so many people. Uh, Christmas list and goes on the list. You never finish. Some they have managed be successful, some they not successful, and because of failure, lot of misunderstandings have been created along the way. But what is the beauty of this story of Nyambawans is what we are seeing today. I have been seeing a video from Mrs. Flair. Who's Mrs. Flair? Is Nasto partner visiting Royal Kim. Who is Royal Kim? This is a story so interesting. Royal Kim is a person that left everything in Nairobi and ran to this village and then arrives at the Ayamara's compound and people felt, Ayamara felt he was a spy. He turned around and be something else that nobody expected he could be so creative. This is where the story starts today. Royal King. Why I have choose Royal King? Well, there is so many people in the village. Is the Royal King story is unique in content creation. What makes a story unique in content creation? May you say, why not Mapopo? Why not uh, somebody else? Well, is where you transform your life from something that you dream and then fail big time, and you started from the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. means for nothing, of nothing, of nothing. Even people not trust you, even not people consider you. That's what makes the story of Royal Kim a really very interesting. Thanks to Mrs. Flair, Nastor's girlfriend, that also is another story behind of success, even being pushed and pumped out by Nastor. That is a story to talk. But welcome to IMOS. It's been a long, and let's talk about. Well, why I have chosen come back and talk about NYABOHANSE story. What is the success of her story? If we have been latest in the last few days watching, we have seen Dimwango return to the village and be around the village and show few things. We have seen Mayugnu and friends also and beautiful stories. People visiting Mayugnu and people interesting and share with Mayugnu. Good time. But there is also something interesting that is Dimwango, the sister of this man called Ayamara, that has transformed this village in a YouTuber spot where many travelers today is not only they want to visit Sarageti Park, but also they want to know what makes this village something different. Is the creativity, what a camera can do, the magics of a camera, and somebody in an African prospect, in somebody's hand, what shows you about Africa and the people in Africa. Also, how the discrepancies of thinking and see it and conquer those cameras make change in people's life. I can refer so many lives, so many and so beautiful stories. But is that story where we're gonna start today with Royal Kim? I got the idea that Royal Kim was struggling to survive another day. And the days ahead, in those days from the party, could be very tough for him to resuscitate his life and make it up. But resilience is a key in a human being. And here is a man with every single bit and tools, friendship and positivity, build something unique. And that something unique is where many people are curious. Indeed, yet other people behind to support his dream and his idea to become true. I have to say thank you to those who some way, somehow help Royal Kim, other YouTubers. But is Royal Kim the most interesting person here to talk? Why? Well, it reminds me earlier days of Ayamara as a YouTuber. Ayamara in Colombia. And how Ayamara has transformed himself and discovered that the small camera or the big camera, whatever size camera was, could show the other side of life in somewhere in the world that could make people enjoy and watch. And that is the same that Royal Kim has done by transforming a piece of land in a very manner and way that even locals, the people have been living in NYABOHANSE, become curious and we find interesting how a young man like Royal Kim has made a small, tiny cabin, and that tiny cabin, a concept of a tiny house. That is what is interesting. How Royal Kim has been or arrived to this tiny house. We know people live in Japan. Here in the United Kingdom, where I am, space for living spaces are becoming more constrained because people want money. All is about money. Even the roads, the space of the roads are become a problem because everything people become greed. And greed because people they want to capitalize much and money. But did Royal Kim ever been in Japan, Thailand, United Kingdom, and so forth, many other places? No. This concept, they are not related to each other. This concept is something of showing Africans how Africans with small budgets, small credit, they can make themselves better and make their lives sweet. The concept of Royal King is his life struggle. And that projection of his life struggle is there where they create a parallel with Ayamaro. For Ayamaro arrived to this pedestal of fame and bring content creation to his village is the struggle he went through, even with the support of the parents, to study and making life. That was not enough. Is here where Royal Kim shows to the younger generation, friends, and so forth around the world by sharing his videos, how a tiny idea make difference in a society, especially in Kenya, a very progressive society, a society that is changed so fast and so growing, even the economy. Some people, they can't get paced with the economy. But that is really a good thing. That Royal King has shown to the Kenyans, his own country fellows and Africans, is not the mansions where the value of life can be. Life can flourish even in a very small space when very well explored. I do that. I'm an example. And then I do connect myself with Royal King because I come for a different concept of life. I'm an African. In South Africa, I have a huge 1 hectare house, huge spaces that I don't use it. For the 99.9% the time I spend in that house, I may use only 6 or 9 square meters, but it is 1,000 square meters. It's that I am here today to celebrate and talk about. But also, I'm here to wake up people to understand how this place in Kenya, Justice Boat, is a village close to Tanzania border, I became so relevant in content creation. Is not only the story of Royal King, it's the story of many other people. The dude, the bush, the bush dude, this Irish woman, Gabby, with these, the others, they have created relationship with people thousands and thousands of miles away. All those also are interest person, but it's the resilience of also the women in the village, how the content creation brought by Ayamaro to the village has made women change their life. We see Sagati, Mrs. Sagati, Chrysler. We see Gabi. We see Mrs. Flay and others. But there is somebody here that has done something transcend beyond those copycats. Because there are so many copycats, they can't flourish themselves. We see them come and disappear, go and come and whatever. Some even they relocate themselves to the village. We see the success story of love between Claude Joseph and Minnie Howie. Even the age discrepancy, it became something interesting to watch and see. This is what makes NYABOHANSE very interesting story. Is you're watching a success steps of life, people from nothing, young or old, stepping, moving forward and building a generation, and also show the world how life in Africa change and how you, the other side, also make that difference. We know humans are not perfect, but we know with patience you can make impact in a society. That is quite interesting when you see Ayamara himself getting love with somebody from thousands and thousands of miles across the ocean. That person lives a life and cross the ocean and come to Africa and face all the challenge, cultural and whatever, whenever. But love drives that person to build confidence and trust between an African man and a Latin woman. That love that we now are seeing here in South America, in particular Mar de la Plata, Ayamara, and Rocio, has proven something quite interesting. How NYABOHANSE village name and culture today is a worldwide talk, a worldwide thing that people every day expect to see, watch, and be even part of that village. Many people have bought land and relocated to this small place because just one man, a traveler, and that traveler, the greatest of ever in Africa, called Ayamara. Independent, the criticism, the lies, and whatever challenge faces. He has proven once how important content creation make people's life different. We talk about Royal Kim, we talk about Mayugno, but is somebody that we never expect. Do you remember Maja K love story? How heavy that story cost Maja K? Yes, that love story has made that man a different man, a man with a different vision, but a man realize that is not all about I want and reserve himself to a new challenges. But from that relation, the sister of Mayugno, yes indeed, the sister of Mayugno, how the sister of Mayugno became a content creator, and short time how the sister of Mayugno has transformed a character, and not only a physical appearance, but showing a talent, and that talent made her one of the pieces of content creation in this village. It brought more value to the village. As a an African fashion designer, how she contributes and how she makes a design being seen around the world. That is quite interesting. But not only the sister of Mayugno, even Rocio, how Rocio from that village back to Mar de la Plata, she managed changed the yard or her parents' house, the dream she had. And that dream, slow and step by step, becomes a reality. And the impact of content creation start in this village in Kenya makes difference thousands of miles away in South America. Even she knows home is NYABOHANSE. Home is no longer Mar de la Plata. A future, a life lays in NYABOHANSE. Days are coming, whatever, good or bad, but NYABOHANSE is where her heart and her life lies on. Is this that makes this story a successful? Is this what makes NYABOHANSE a story for many Kenyans to believe in themselves and trust that their country is a country to be and is a country to give and a country to love for life? Thank you. I am Mos. I'm back with my reflections and my analysis about NYABOHANSE content creation. Indeed, we have seen many things. If you're here watching, I know now I'm talking, is only one person watching. I do appreciate you being here, loyal and firm, but why not to ask you to share the video with others? Indeed, let's talk more further about this story, success. What's making the Kenya YouTube success story? Well, it's something very particular here that we need to understand about Kenya is the advantage of the language. Kenya official language is English, and how many people around the world speak English. But also is how the Kenyans themselves take the image of their country and sell it to you, is those beautiful pictures of sunsets in other places, and explore, make people curious. And that curiosity is what the younger generation in Europe, in America, around the world see Kenya a place to be. We know Czech Effect has lost his channel and then he have another channel. How many times this YouTuber has been in Kenya? Did he ever visit NYABOHANSE? Never. We know there is this passport bros. How many passport bros today live in Kenya? Does any of those passport bros visit NYABOHANSE? No. Yes. Why? Their agenda is not to sell the values of the humans, the culture and the beauty of Kenya. They have a bad intention, exploit the women of Kenya, use and abuse the peaceful lifestyle of Kenya. Well, it's up to them the way they have chosen. But what is they're missing is NYABOHANSE. NYABOHANSE is a good story. It's those kind of stories that everybody dreams and where everybody want to be part. Somewhere, somehow, when you watch any video bad or good, made in Nyambohanse, you become curious how this telenovela, as say Ayamara, is becoming interesting. Indeed, becomes interesting when you see how they're interchanging themselves and how they use themselves between themselves to lay or pave a road of showing the world the little things they do, they improve their lives and make their lives really, really better what was before. And this is one of the things when Sagasi built their own house, preacher, built their own house, and how Mapopo builds his own house, how Mayugno, the uneducated architect, believe this uneducated architect transforms the landscape of his own compound and a marvelous place to be and stay and enjoy. This is what is quite interesting. How two Irish women, they left behind their love stories and they flew to this place and made home. We know them, one lives permanently, another one is up and down, settle if he settled or not, but is something to talk on another day. But who's the winner here? Well, the winner is not the people of Nyambohanse. The winner are not the sponsors. The winner are not the viewers. It's the country called Kenya. Yes, indeed. It's the country called Kenya, the motherland, where people, few of the Kenyans, they see content creation as evil. And they use the evil spirit to distort the reality of facts. Indeed, that is dangerous, but that makes money. That is all about. When humans, they can't conform themselves with proof of facts, sometimes other people's success hurts people. We have a case of Guatemala, how success has transformed Guatemala's life and how Guatemala sees life today beyond lens. Some of you think he might not have a challenge, he might not face up inside down. Every single human being faces. And that is the truth. When you become so much famous that you can't handle your fame, and in your fame, you become a victim. But in Nyambohanse's story, there is no victims. And Nyambohanse's story becomes more important. Even the king of Nyambohanse being thousands and thousands of miles away from home, the spirit of Nyambohanse lives with him. We saw baby Maisha come. How beautiful name. What means Maisha? And why this Kenyan name beginning the child born 1,000 and 1,000 away? That is the spirit of Nyambohanse around the world. And that is what makes the story of Nyambohanse very, very interesting. Yes, I am Moss. I am back with my retrospectives and analysis what content in Nyambohanse signify for Kenya and how makes Kenya one of the top attractions on content creation. Small things, and those small things changing people's life, and small things showing the beauty of a country. That is the best ever you can see in content. I have seen content from South Africa, Namibia, Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi, Zimbabwe, but not to the extent how Dimwango, Davy, and many others show their country, and they show as it is, raw, uncut, and even they still believe in the future. Thank you for watching this live, and I hope you have enjoyed. I'll appreciate if you leave comments, share it, give a like in the video. If you're new, also subscribe. Will be more. Bye.